I've got 7 fragrances that people are going to smell for hours, even after you've left the room, and honestly, at that point, even after you've left the establishment altogether. I've talked about this before quite a few times, actually, but I think projection is overrated. I really do. You know, you see people looking for projection beast scents all the time, and to be fair, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine, you know. I'm all for it, right? However, I do think when you're comparing projection to another metric like scent trail and sillage or sillage or whatever you want to call it, you know, just the ability of a fragrance to kind of suspend itself in the air, to me the latter is much more attractive, because you're not really being obnoxious in the form of having everyone 20 feet away from you being able to smell you, but more so as you walk through a room, you just kind of leave a nice little wispy trail that people can enjoy and kind of wonder where it's coming from. And that's kind of the idea behind these 7 fragrance choices here. These all do that. They do provide that nice scent trail in the air. And one thing you might notice, a trend, is more often than not always, but quite often, that type of thing comes from higher concentrated scents. Eau de toilettes are lighter, they're more effervescent, they just kind of flash out into the air and project, but then they go away pretty quickly, kind of retract pretty quickly. Whereas you start getting into parfums and even some high-level eau de parfums, they really do hang in the air for a long time. Eau de toilettes, eau de colognes, and things like that are not really capable of doing that in the same way. So we're going to go ahead and dive straight into it with Hugo Boss The Scent Le Parfum. Now, personally, I think this line, I hate when they have the, because then it's like the scent line is what I'm talking about, but it's this fragrance line here. I think it's one of the best out there, especially from Hugo Boss for sure, but it's so unique, and that's because they have kind of trademarked the manica fruit. Not really, it's not, any other brand can use it, but they in particular have kind of put their footprint down, and when you think of manica fruit, you probably think of Hugo Boss The Scent and all of its associates. And so I think that's pretty cool because they do stand out, and that note does stand out. It's kind of like a coconut or fig or something. I mean, even if they're just using a little bit of it, you can smell it immediately and you know what it is, right? It's a very distinct note, and that's pretty cool. You know, sometimes you get a bergamot and a lemon and a lime all mixed together, and when it's all jumbled together, you might not know what you're smelling, but with manica fruit, it stands out big time. And so it's used here in Le Parfum. Quite a bit of it, no shock. You also get some iris, which I love, of course. You get some woods in here, some leather. So it's masculine, it's sweet, it's a little bit dusty and powdery from the iris combo there. The leather is giving it that masculine edge. The manica fruit is giving it a very unique sweetness and a unique flair that is pretty common with this line. It smells amazing. And one thing I want to clarify is that this is a Le Parfum, and it's actually a parfum. So that's something that designer brands and maybe niche can get a little bit tricky with. They'll call something a Le Parfum, but then you look and it's actually an eau de parfum intense. You know, that's not the case here. This is a true parfum, and it acts like it. Great scent trail. I mean, you can test it yourself. Don't spray it on your skin, but just give it a couple sprays up in the air and see how long you smell it. Leave the room, come back in, just not spraying it on anything other than the air, and it hangs around. So when you get this one on your skin warms up, it activates it, and you walk around, it leaves a gorgeous scent trail. It smells smooth, addicting, and very sexy. Next up, we have L'Homme Ideal Extreme by Guerlain, and this is an eau de parfum, and it smells beautiful. Cherry, almond, vanilla, some tonka bean, very unique. Outside of the L'Homme Ideal line, nothing else out there smells like this or these flankers. So obviously within the line, they're using the almond and things like that to smell similar to each other, but other than that, I haven't found anything that comes close to these. And technically, you know, Guerlain, yeah, it's niche or whatever, but they aren't niche priced. So, you know, you're getting something that's still obtainable and that's super unique. And yeah, no surprise, this one leaves a great scent trail behind every time. You know, even when it's cold outside, it does the best. It smells amazing in the cold air, and it just really leaves this nice wispy trail. And in the air, it does soften up quite a bit. Sometimes when you spray it on skin and you smell it very close, it can be a little bit sharp. You know, the cherry kind of comes off pretty strong, but get it up in the air, get some distance behind it, and it smells beautiful. Great stuff. That's definitely worth picking up for fall and winter time. Let's go over to something that you might prefer a little bit more for summer or warmer weather in general, maybe early fall coming up here. You know, temperatures are dropping a little bit, so you want something to kind of have some sweetness for the cooler parts of the day in fall where the temperatures are crazy, but also something for the warmer parts. I would go for something like Y Le Parfum. So it's kind of, you know, a weird time of year, fall, October, because you wake up and go to work and it might be cold. You know, you got a hoodie on, chilly, windy. You get off work at whatever time when the sun's out, and then it's hot again. And then you get home, maybe you're going out after you get home to see some friends, and it's cold again. Whole bunch of craziness. This is the type of thing that works for all of those temperatures, because even when it gets warm, you're not getting that, you know, super humid, ridiculous July, August heat. So this one is manageable in those times of the year. And this is one of those situations where it's just a Le Parfum. Even when you look at the bottom of the bottle, it is Le Parfum, and I think if you look into it further on their website, I think it's an Eau de Parfum or an Eau de Parfum Intense. Not 100% sure. It doesn't matter though. What does matter is it does, you know, suit this video because it does leave a great scent trail up in the air. You know, something like Y Eau de Parfum does as well, but it more so projects a lot. This one projects a little bit less than the Eau de Parfum and instead focuses that energy into the trail side of things, the sillage. Also has great mass appeal. It's going to be one of the bigger compliment getters within this video, and again, it works great for warmer weather. Next up, we have Stronger With You Oud by Emporio Armani. So we're coming in, and I believe it's an Eau de Parfum. Yes, an Eau de Parfum. And it's got oud, there's some vanilla and some lavender in here. It also, the standard, you know, Stronger With You notes, some amber, tonka bean, things like that. Not so much chestnut in this one. They're focusing really on the oud and vanilla, mostly. And, you know, every designer brand, every line has to get their oud scent right. It's a trend, you know, just like with the blue scents and stuff. So that's them doing that here. But just because it says oud, it doesn't mean that it's disgusting smelling. It's very much a designer level oud. And I don't want to call it watered down, but it's a very, very mild oud. To most people, you're not going to have a single problem wearing this one and enjoying it. Just don't let it get in your head. You know, so many people see oud and just shut down and want nothing to do with it, but give it a try. It's actually one of the more interesting ones within the Stronger With You lineup. It gives you some nice variety, smells great, leaves a fantastic trail. So does Bentley For Men Absolute. You know, this one comes in at a whopping $35, and it's, you know, 100 ml bottle, Eau de Parfum. Great longevity, but also a fantastic scent trail. It really suspends a lot of cedarwood, pink pepper, and papyrus up into the air, so it's a very woody, spicy scent. You get a little bit of like a rum, whiskey, boozy accord off the top, very, very boozy, vibrant, juicy alcohol note, but that does dissipate into the dry down, and then you just get all the woods and spices. Smells similar to Gucci Pour Homme 1, the discontinued fragrance. This one is at a fraction of the cost. I mean, at this price point, there's nothing to be upset about, even if you don't like it. I think most people can respect and appreciate the quality to price ratio and the performance as well. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, come on, at this price point, they're basically giving this stuff away. Kind of running down to the end, we have a niche product here, but it's designer priced. I think I've seen this as low as $74, $75 for 120 ml. Great price per mil. And again, at that price per mil, cheaper than Dior, Chanel, Armani, and it is very affordable. And we're talking discounters here on both sides of that comparison. So it's Aoud Lemon Mint by Mancera. Yeah, this isn't probably what you would expect. You know, you see lemon and mint and you think, oh, it's a summertime scent. And look, you can wear this in the summer if you're inside. You know, it's 70 degrees, that's not a problem. But where people get having an issue is when you wear it outdoors and it's 90 degrees and you've got a little bit of oud in the mix with some almond in here, and of course some lemon, but a lot of sweet notes, and it kind of starts to get a little bit too much. So my advice to you is if you're indoors, wear it any time of the year, whenever you feel like it. If you're wearing it outdoors and just hanging out outside, it's perfect for fall and winter time, even though it doesn't look or sound like it. It is. And yeah, it's got great performance. Longevity is fantastic. It's an eau de parfum, and it has great scent trail. You know, they released Intense Cedrat Boisé. I would imagine, you know, that they're not going to stop there with the flankers. I could foresee Lemon Mint becoming an extrait. I really could. It's already so strong. I can see it happening. Aoud Lemon Mint Intense. I could see it happening with Red Tobacco. I just think they're going to rework all of their popular ones first, and this is one of their more popular ones. So who knows, maybe we'll get that in the future. Again, not that we necessarily need it, but it would be cool. We'll finish this one off with Valentino Uomo Intense. You know, this is even more expensive than Aoud Lemon Mint. So I was going to say we're coming back down to designers, but actually we're going back up in price. So, you know, I'm not busting on the designers. I'm not giving a ton of praise where it isn't due to the Mancera. I'm just pointing out these price differences for you because people hear niche and automatically assume it's way too expensive. Not always the case. Yes, the Valentino is more expensive. It's a designer. However, Mancera doesn't have anything that competes with Valentino Uomo Intense or Dior Homme Intense or anything of the like. Maybe hint, hint, Mancera, give us a great iris scent, right? But they don't have it. So you got to go over to something like this. You could go with the Dior as well. You could go for Gentleman Eau de Parfum or Eau de Parfum Reserve Privé. I have a newfound love for Uomo Intense. Not new, like I was talking about it last winter. I've had it for a while. I just never really gave it as much attention because I was always going for the Dior. But the leather in here is something else, and this blend in particular is very much different to the others that I just mentioned, and so that gives it a unique twist. It's a different wearing experience. It's just different. It almost smells a little bit more premium and expensive, and I think it's because of the leather and it's the slight freshness. The Dior, of course, quality of ingredients is top-notch. It's dusty, powdery. This one just isn't as powdery and dusty as that. It doesn't have the sweet vanilla that the Givenchy does. It just has this premium, luxurious kind of chic smell to it. You know, it just, there's something truly special about it. And concentration-wise, having to look, I'm sure it's an eau de parfum. It's an eau de parfum intense, right? The point is, it's got great longevity, but also it really leaves a great trail. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for me. 7 fragrances that leave an amazing trail behind, and people will be able to smell these even after you've left the room and hopped in your car and gone somewhere else. I'll link these down below so you can get them at prices that I've referenced. Also, say you're looking for something like Dior Homme Parfum, La Nuit Bleu Electrique, The One Luminous Night, and so on. You just don't know where to look. Don't look anymore. Don't look for them, okay? Just one thing that you have to do is get on my mailing list and my texting list. I guess it's 2 things. And anytime anything rare like that comes into stock, I send you a notification. You'll be the first to know about it, and then you will be able to buy yours before it sells out quickly. Hit the link down below, put in your email, you're signed up. Find the number down below, send any text to it, you're signed up there. It's easy as that, and I'll hit you up once that stuff comes up, and you would be surprised. Dior Homme Parfum twice within this past month already popped up, several hundred units. It sells within, you know, half hour or less, so you got to be paying attention, but without my mailing list, you would probably miss it altogether. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.